Right. So today in this, we are discussing about a test case example, especially in reference to the guideware testing itself is concerned, whatever the testing that we are supposed to work upon. In reference to the testing itself is concerned, whenever we are working on the testing part in reference to the manual testing procedure, we need to know how to prepare some test cases and all. So in this regard, I'm just showing you some examples in reference to the test cases we prepare when we are working on the guideware part. So when we are working on the test cases from the manual testing perspective, so there are two different ways, because in the last sessions I have told you, when you follow the traditional model, we have our own templates to follow. When we are following agile and all, we use Jeffer scale, right? So different things normally we use. In this process, there are different execution steps we have, wherein, for example, if you want to navigate any kind of URL, right? So if you want to navigate any kind of URL, especially as an example, I've taken claim center. Okay, as an input data I've taken. So when we wants to navigate this, when we wants to navigate the URL using this Internet Explorer and all, as an example, right? So you need to provide the username, you know that, right? So wherein we have to provide the username fields. For example, we have taken a username here. Username field we have taken as an input. So followed by this, we need to take even password as well, right? We have to enter the password under the password field. So password field, assume that I have just given an example as GW, right? So this is a password I have given for Guideware. Next, once we have given user ID password, so this process anyway, which will be explaining and as well as detailing as about what are the different execution steps normally we follow, a particular functionality to navigate any URL, right? So Internet Explorer, how you are going to navigate the URL and all using IE. For that, generally I'm explaining this time. So we need to provide the username, password. So followed by that, we need to provide the login details wherein by clicking on the login button so that users can successfully log in into the Guideware Claim Center application. Next, once they have logged into the application, they can click on the claim filters and all. At the same time, we can select the new claims, because in the screens, that's the reason why I have shared some screen functional knowledge over the Guideware Claim Center is required. If you remember in the sessions, in the previous sessions, I have already explained you the functional side of Claim Center, how it functions and all. That is something which you can see, right? So you can go to the claim filter, and as you can select the creation of new claim, so that we can create any kind of screen, or if you want to create any kind of policy screens, everything should be displayed. That must be the comment. Next, we need to mention the policy number followed by the client company, at the same time loss date in the respective fields. So by providing the policy number or the client company, loss date, etc. So that what are the policies that we need to be displayed in the bottom of the screen, everything can be updated here. So finally, we can click on logout. So these are the execution steps which normally we follow when we are using this functionality for any navigating Guideware application using any Internet Explorer, all that. Next, a second test case I have taken, especially to provide the same client center as in when these are the updations that we have made. So this is an extension to that. For example, in extension to that, if you want to select a button before you are going for the claims and all, you want to select the policy number, or if you want to select what are the different selection of policies we have. Or else if you want to update any information relating to the basic information, if you want to update, or else if you want to update any kind of loss details or exposure nothing but the amount of risk that is involved. So while you are performing the claim, what is the type of risk that is involved over here? That is something which we call it as exposure. So exposure information we have to be updated. Next, what are the different parties that are involved here? So followed by so policy general member, followed by any kind of entering of any kind of policy details, or if you want to select an insured name or policy details, everything can be updated in this test case functionality when you are updating. So while we are updating this, it's always important for it when we are processing the claims to add some location number, followed by the city, state, as well as the country, including the zip code that we have to be updated. And these addresses can be updated when wherever it is needed. So this is how generally a claim form which we has to be prepared by is when we are creating any kind of claims or when we are preparing any kind of claim form as far as the functionalities of performing the claims logic and all. So if there is any kind of testing that are to be performed by the Guidewire claims testing side, this is how generally the test cases, and this is how generally an example of how to write the test cases, everything is being used in this regard. So tomorrow I'm going to discuss about BDD, all that stuff.